All right, guys. So let's go ahead and take a look at the salary caps of every single team after 6 days of free agency now. So what's ironic here is the fact the Commanders are still number one. Now listen, the Commanders started this whole process off with like 90 million, so not really surprised they still have a lot, but you would think, especially with the fact that how bad they were last year, that they might go ahead and just all out spend all their money, which not usually do teams do that. I know the Patriots did that a couple years ago. They went all out and didn't really work out too well. Nonetheless, though, 62.3 million. Then you had the Patriots, 57.3 million. The Titans, even though they paid Calvin Ridley all the money they did, still 54.2 million. Bears 53 million, the Eagles are 39 million, Cardinals 29.9 million, Lions 29.8 million, Raiders 28.6 million. We're still sitting at 28.2 million. So again, still, in that kind of gray area when it comes to we still have some more, salary we can go. I mean, some more players we can sign. Chargers are 28 million, which I gotta give the Chargers credit, man, because if you guys don't remember, they were like negative 25 million. Then they got rid of Keenan Allen, traded him to the Bears. They also went ahead and restructured some contracts, and now they're actually sitting pretty when it comes to cap space. So shout out to them for that, because I was not expecting that. It's kind of amazing how some of these teams went from like having no cap space to having really good cap space and being able to still sign some players. Packers 24.5 million. By the way, the Chargers did also lose Mike Williams. They also lost their tight end. Yeah, they kind of also did lose like everyone. Rams 23.5 million, Broncos 22.6 million, Colts 22.6. The Jets are currently sitting at 20.9, Saints 18.6, Texans 18.4, which that number is too high and it scares me because I feel like they're going to keep getting better and better. Panthers 18.2, Seahawks 17.9, Vikings 16.9, 49ers 16.2, Chiefs are 15.2, Jags are 14.5, and Ravens are 14 million. Although there's rumors now that, well, it's not really rumors, it's Eric DeCosta, their GM, said he called up the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, because he wanted to trade for Deebo Samuel. Deebo costs like 22 a year, so not sure how that's going to work out, but that's an interesting set. Steelers, 11.1 million, Giants, 10.9. The Bills are at 10 million. Bucks are at 9.3, Browns at 5.9. Cowboys at 4.4, Falcons 3.4, and then Dolphins 3.4. So every team above the salary cap now. And now it's going to get interesting to see who's the next team that goes below the salary cap. But with the Chiefs about to trade L'Jarius Sneed, it's very possible that their cap actually goes way up and they get like up to 35 million. So there are some free agents left, man. I mean, this is like, it's not like free agency. I mean, I know it's like kind of died down and we don't really talk about it that much right now because, it's kind of like, it's kind of a little, almost a little bit went away because it's just like every big name just went away and got signed. There's still some decent players out there. Ryan Tannehill, Mike Williams. Mike Williams actually meeting with the Panthers, I believe, today. Xavier Howard, Jamal Williams, J.C. Jackson, Emmanuel Ogbah, Hunter Renfrow, Allen Robinson, Justin Simmons. Like, there are some actual good players left, and Trent Brown, too, which, listen, okay? I understand, and I've been told a lot, and I kind of looked into it. I'm going to make a separate video about this. The Trent Brown's locker room issues, and apparently he is a issue in the locker room. Yeah, so there's some rumors about that, or so, not rumors, I guess, actual talk about that. And it's something to keep in consideration. But yeah, with the whole, free agency right now, kind of picked dry. I mean, again, there's still some really good players left, but it's for the most part picked dry. We're probably gonna, we're now kind of going into more of the draft. The draft is next month, and this is when, we get to finalize this roster. So, well, yes, right now, it's like, I feel like we're still technically in free agency, but we're kind of in that little ending part of free agency. And then keep in mind, after the draft, you have a second wave of free agency. So after all these teams draft their guys, they get the players they want, right? Then they go ahead and start cutting players because they don't need certain players because they drafted somebody. Or they pick up a free agent. Let's say they pick up an undrafted free agent and they're like, hey, listen, I like this guy. Well, we don't need this veteran piece anymore, so then they cut that guy. So there's always the after June 1st cuts, which is another part of free agency. So there are two waves of free agency. Obviously, this one is the better part and the more cool part. But I wonder if we're going to get any more crazy trades before the draft. Usually, we don't until the draft. Usually, when the draft happens, that's like right around the draft is when trades start happening. Like, players start getting traded for picks. Players start getting swapped. During the draft, you have teams that trade up because certain players are available. And they want certain guys, so they start trading up and getting certain players. So there's always situations like that. I'll be interested to see if, how many trades we have this year. Because this year so far, if you look at last year's free agency, this year was absolutely insane. Last year's free agency, it wasn't bad, but it's not the same as this year. This year was, it was insane. Like last year, Derek Carr signed a massive contract. Mike Magrinski went to the Broncos. Look, this. Okay, yeah, it's cool. It's free agency, it's interesting. And then you have this year, just Kirk Cousins, crazy massive contract. Christian Wilkins, crazy massive contract. Robert Hunt, overpaid. Calvin Ridley, what even are numbers for salary caps anymore? Jonathan Greenland, this year was the craziest year when it comes to money and salary caps. We had freaking Saquon go to the Eagles. I don't think anyone would have guessed that was going to happen. Saquon Barkley, Eagles. What? Okay. Cheeto's a Titan, and Cheeto, not only is he a Titan, the man got paid. Brian Callahan paid him $12 million a year, which, I'll be honest with you, I did not think he was worth that in any capacity. I thought at most I would probably pay Cheeto with his back coming off a back injury, not 100%, still not the same Cheeto he used to be. I would at most maybe pay him $5 million. $5 million a year, period. I wouldn't pay him more than $5 million. I couldn't see a reason why. But $12 million? Yeah. 3-year contract, so he's going to be 31, 32 by the time he gets done that contract. Brian must have seen something that we have not seen, or any receiver that have played against him seen. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Beats out.